And welcome back to another episode of The Credit Authority. Once again, I am your host, Rhonda Kulch, and I am so glad that you joined us today. We always want to start our segments by thanking our sponsors, so thank you so much to Equity First. If you are experiencing credit and or financial challenges, feel free to reach out to any one of their trained professionals. They are bilingual, nationwide, and ready to take your call. They could be reached at 631-714-4822. And with us today, actually remotely, is a friend of mine, Ben Quigley, a serial entrepreneur and just an amazing guy. So Ben, thanks so much for tuning in today.
Hey, yeah. So I'm out in Las Vegas. There's a conference going on. It's the 10X conference. Many of you, your listeners, probably have heard of Grant Cardone. So I'll be heading. I'm getting up and going out here. I had a late night with a gentleman that's pretty well astute to the loan business. You've met him,
Andrew Cartwright.
Andrew Cartwright. Yeah. We had dinner last night, and then getting going for the day out here in Las Vegas. And it was just pretty exciting, though. I'm glad to be here. Thank you very much, Rhonda.
You know, obviously, we met in Vegas at the celebrity basketball event that took place during Pro Bowl weekend, and instant synergy, because when you meet somebody, I think in a very neutral environment, there's no specific expectation. So when you and I had the opportunity to actually learn about each other, I was fascinated about the business that you are currently growing, which is ERC Tree. So before we get started, where you could explain what the new business is, I want to point out that education's not for everybody, right? Most amazing entrepreneurs have learned through a different pathway. So tell us a little bit about your background that led you to becoming the center of influence that you are right now in your field.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first opportunity. I've started many businesses, and most of them all of them have failed. Okay, and they were always a learning experience, though. And I was not a great student in high school. I think today, due to the way learning is done, I'm more of a kinetic learner, hands-on, and I actually was sold many years ago. Many people listening will remember these commercials. The Vry Institute of Technology, hands-on learning, this thing called the computer and internet, where it was running all the time in ITT Tech. And I had a full-ride scholarship to college, and I dropped out. Everyone thought I was crazy, and went to DeVry and started working at IBM at age 19. And I found my real gift. One, I liked working with things. I was on the hardware team. And then, I stayed with Big Blue for a long time, and 5 years, and realized I'm not really corporate America, if you will. And that's when I really kind of realized I was an entrepreneur. And I got into mortgage and real estate, did really well until the crash of 2007 and 8. Had some pretty creative things. I grew from a little LO to a mortgage broker. I owned a relocation company and a moving company. And heck, there was no PPP or ERC back then, Rhonda.
No. I think the market back then was definitely a little different than the market created through the pandemic. But you're right, there was very limited assistance unless you were looking to modify your loan through one of the government programs.
Yeah, and it's funny. I had a friend also that I met over Super Bowl weekend, which, we moved from Las Vegas to Phoenix.
Yes, we all did.
We all did. It was a crazy week this last week. It was awesome, crazy awesome. And she actually messaged me. She's a manager of a mortgage company. And she's like, I'm a little stressed right now about what's going on, and I want to learn more about what you're doing. So that was a message that just came in this morning, literally. And I said, hey, we'll set up a call. I'll be happy to explain that. And so what happened is the crash really affected me. My boys are now 17 and 15. They were born back in 2006 and 8. Worst time in the world to start a family as an entrepreneur. But boys are healthy and happy and all that stuff. And I got into orthopedic medical device implants. And the reason why all these things are important, they all molded me in a different way and prepared me for what I'm building now, which is it's absolutely exploding, because ERC Tree is unlike any of the other firms that you're going to ever hear about on the radio. It's on TV now. Commercials. It's crazy. ERC is putting out because it's the largest tax credit for small and mid-sized employers in U.S. history.
So let's talk about that for a minute. So you've bought and sold and built companies. You've had failure, which has helped to mold, hopefully, the success that is coming your way in the short term. You've now aligned yourself with a group of amazing professionals. You've hit several names that I know are very well known and very well respected within the industry. And you're now in the process of launching ERC Tree. So for those people that are listening, ERC is Employee Retention Tax Credit programs meant for employers that helped sustainability during the pandemic, and they took advantage of the PPP. So let's have you jump in from there and give us a little bit of information about ERC and what somebody should look for, and more importantly, what advantages there are and the importance of taking advantage of that now, because it's not going to be around forever.
Absolutely. So a friend of mine, last year at this time, I was still in surgeries as an orthopedic rep. That's all I've been doing for the last 12 years. And I had been always looking for something more, especially something like, the mortgage industry back in the 2000s. I mean, come on. Anyone out there listening knows anybody in the mortgage industry. I mean, a monkey could kill it if they just had a brain to talk, just a little bit. And it was awesome. And I enjoyed it. I loved my time as a mortgage broker. I just really did. I created an employee benefit program with Home Depot and a whole bunch of stuff as well. I mean, a bunch of fun stuff. But what happens is he goes, "Hey, Ben, remember those PPP loans?" I'm like, "Yeah." I mean, it really didn't affect me because, where I worked at is a much larger company. You have to be under 500 W-2 full-time employees to qualify. And there's aggregation. We have businesses, owners that have multiple companies that have, a couple hundred employees, and we qualify them all the time. We just got a university $4 million that didn't think they qualified. So back in April, I was introduced to it. I was like, okay, I'll take a look at this. I kind of at the beginning was like, I don't know. Just like what's going on, Rhonda, right now, people are so uncertain. They don't know. They're like, do they qualify? Local accountants don't do tax credit filings. This is a payroll tax credit filing. It's a refund of the payroll taxes that business owners with W-2 employees had for keeping people employed during the pandemic. And also, if anyone has group health benefits, the premiums that the employer paid also can be included into the calculation. We're up to $26,000 per employee. It's up to $5,000 per employee max for 2020.
Ben, this is such amazing information. I am listening to you and thinking about all of the businesses and business opportunities that have been left on the table. So again, if you are a small business owner, the programs that Ben offers are nationwide. Once again, these are specific to payroll deductions. The name of Ben's company is ERC Tree, so you can visit erctree.com. More importantly, for people that are transitioning from one career to another, because perhaps they were in the mortgage industry, real estate industry, or even title agents would be perfect. There are a tremendous amount of opportunities to become an affiliate. I am so excited that we have been able to have this time to speak with Ben today. I know that he is getting ready to jump off. He's been conference to conference. And like he mentioned when we started, he's actually with Grant Cardone 10X conference this week. So if anybody is looking for information on how to gain knowledge about the Employee Retention Tax Credit Program, visit erctree.com. Once again, I am your host, Rhonda Kulch. I thank you so much for tuning in today. Don't go anywhere because we have another amazing guest coming up. Just hang tight.